What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I present to you another custom One Piece minifigure review. Today I present to you the Straw Hat Pirates with their Jolly Roger as a flag. Let's get into it. The first minifigure we have for this video is the archaeologist of the group, Robin. You can see that she also has her red pornoglyph in which she could hold. We'll show that when we're building the minifigure. So right off the bat, you can see how this minifigure comes in this little plastic package, which I'm going to be opening up right now. Once I do that, I'm going to drop everything out of it. Make sure I'm not going to forget anything inside the bag or I didn't leave anything inside the bag. Then I'm going to throw away the bag. Now let's see what we get. Right off the bat, we see that we get a black display base in which we can use to display this minifigure when it's all done and built. Then we have the minifigure herself. You can see that this minifigure has two different facial expressions on it, and which you could change like this by just turning the head. You can also see that the legs and waist move and function as normal. The next components we have are our two arms, and here they are. Then we have three hands. They give you one hand as extra just in case anything happens to one of the two. Then we have our black hair with all the fine details with it. Here's a little 360 view of it to capture every detail. Next we have is a red poneglyph that she can hold in her hand, and here it is. Then we have the two components for the flag. You can see that the flag has her logo on it with the skull in her hands, representing her devil fruit powers. And there we have it. Now after reviewing each component, let's start building the minifigure. You can see that I started off by attaching the arms. You can see they just pop into place, super simple. And there we have it. The next components I'm going to install are the hands. You can see that the hands just line up onto the arms pretty simple. All you gotta do is line up the post and hole and push in. For this one, it looks like these didn't match up perfectly, so I decided to try it on the other side, and it worked perfectly. I don't know why, but it worked. So I'm going to repeat the process with the other hand and push it into place like so. And there we have it. Once I do that, I'm going to grab the hair and attach it to the minifigure. But before I do that, I want to see which facial expression looks the best. So I did a little test fit or a little test run on both facial expressions. And for me, I'm a big fan of the other one. This one, I feel like it captures Robin and his outfit a little bit better. So here we go. I'm going to put on the hair, and there we have it. After doing that, I'm going to take the red poneglyph and attach it to the minifigure, and you can see that it just slides onto her hands pretty easily. Then I'm going to start building the pirate flag, or the flag component of this minifigure. You can see they just pop into place, super simple, like so. Then I'm going to attach it to the minifigure. While doing this, I decided to switch off the both props, because I feel like it's going to be a little bit more better while being displayed. So I'm going to switch the red poneglyph from the left side to the right side. And here it is. I'm going to lift up the arm to make it look like a little bit more presentable. Or make it look a little bit more presentable, my apologies. And here we have it. I'm going to take the flag and pop it into place. Once I do that, I'm going to take the minifigure and attach it to the black display base to see how it looks. You can see that it just pops into place like that. And here we have it. Let's do a little 360 view of it. And here it is. Next component we have, or the second minifigure we have for this video, is Franky, the shipwright of the Straw Hat Pirates. You can see how this minifigure has two different hands. We'll get into it while we're building the minifigure. You can see that this minifigure comes in the same plastic package as Robin did. I'm going to open this packaging a little bit more differently. I'm going to open up a little bit more carefully because this minifigure has a lot more smaller components than Robin did. So here we are, dropping everything out, super careful. Once I drop everything out, I'm going to make sure I didn't forget anything inside the bag. Then I'm going to throw away the bag. Let's bring everything into frame so we can see what we get. Right off the bat, we see that we get a black display base in which we can use to display his minifigure when it's all done and built. Next we have is the minifigure himself. You can see that this minifigure has two different facial expressions on it, in which you could change by just rotating the head like so. And here it is. You can also see that the legs and waist move and function as normal. Next component we have is the flag and the flag post. I'm going to attach these two pieces together right away. So when we're done building the minifigure, we can attach it to the minifigure right away. Next we have the two forearm components that attach onto the arm and the hand. Speaking about arms, here are the two arms for the minifigure. And here are the two hands that attach to the forearm components. It's a little different, but I think it suits this minifigure very nicely. Then we have his hair, little nice blue hair that attaches, like blends into the background, or the background, my apologies. Then we have the 3 hands. Here they are. They give you 1 extra just in case anything happens. At the end of this video, I'm going to have a lot of extra hands. But anyways, let's start building the minifigure. Well, after we reviewed every component, let's start building the minifigure. So I decided to attach the hair first. But before I attach the hair permanently, I decided to see which facial expression I want to go with first. I decided to go with this one. I feel like it captures Franky's personality better. Now let's attach the hands. The arms. You can see they just pop into place. Super simple. All you gotta do is line them up and push it in. And there we have it. Now let's attach the forearm components. It looks like they didn't really slide into place pretty simple, or really simple. So I'm just gonna take the hands, they are, and just attach it to the arms, like so. I want to do that, I'm going to try attaching the forearms again, and it looks like that's the component I was missing. The hands keep the forearms into place, and it keeps them onto the minifigure permanently, which I found was really nice. After that, I'm going to take the other hands and attach it to the forearm components, and it slides on top of each other like this. And there we have it. There's one side, so I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. I'm going to take this hand, attach it to the arm, push it in. Want to do that, I'm going to take this component and slide it on top of it, or slide it inside of it, like so. Here's a little better view at it. And there we have it. Once I do that, I'm going to take the other hand and attach it to the forearm. And here we go. It just clicks into place, like so. Once to do that, I'm going to take the pirate flag that we built and attach it to the minifigure. And this just slides into place, like so. Or clicks into place, like so. There we have it. I'm going to take this minifigure. I got curious to see if you could take off this forearms with the hands. It looks like it takes the hands with it. So keep that in mind. I didn't really know that until now. But anyways, let's take the minifigure, attach it to the black display base to see how it looks. And here we go. In my opinion, I think this is my favorite minifigure out of the whole set. I feel like those big forearms make this minifigure look a little bit funny. Well, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. The third minifigure we have for this video is the Doctor of the Straw Hat Pirates, Tony Chopper. Let's get into it. As you can see, this minifigure comes in the same plastic packaging as the other 2 minifigures we just reviewed. And you can see that opening this packaging is a little bit different than the other one. I opened up a little bit more rougher than usual, and everything went flying around when dropping other components. So after I do that, I'm going to bring everything into frame so we can review every component that this minifigure offers. And here we go. The first component we have is the black display base, in which we could use to display this minifigure when it's all done and built. Here, a little 360 view of it. Next component we have is this pink hat with a little white little cross on it, represent the Doctor logo in the show. Then we have the minifigure himself. You can see that this minifigure has 2 different facial expressions on it in which you could choose from. You can also see that the legs and waist move and function as normal. You can also see that it has the poisonous mushroom that Chopper gave to his doctor friend and his mentor. See, there's a 2-part build, and you can attach them like this. Then we have the flag post and the flag component itself. I'm going to attach these 2 pieces together right now. So when we're done building Chopper, we can attach it right away. And here it is. The next component we have are his 3 hands, and here they are. We all know that they give you 1 extra just in case anything happens. Next we have is his 2 arms, and here they are. Next we have is his blue bag that could be held, that could hold components into it, which I found is really nice. And then the last component we have is his 3rd head with a different facial expression on it. And here it is. Now, after reviewing each component, we can start building the minifigure. So for me, I start off by attaching the 2 arms. All you gotta do is line them up and push it in, just like I did for Franky and Robin. The same process, line them up and push it in. After doing that, I'm going to attach the hands. They just pop into place, really simple. So far, it's a lot easier than the other 2 I just reviewed. Everything just pops in really easily. And there's the hat, line up with the head, and there we go. Then I'm going to take off the head to attach to the bag, and it just slides onto the post of the head like so. And there we have it. And the head just slides on, pretty simple. And there we have it. I wish the bag went around the neck, but for now, I'm happy with what I see. And you can see that the mushroom fits in the little bag, which I find is really nice and cute. But you can also hold the mushroom in his hand. And here we are. Now let's see how this minifigure looks with the other facial expression it comes with. We saw him with a regular smiling face. And now, yes, I'm going to attach this facial expression. And yes, this was a little painful to do. Because Chopper is my favorite character in the whole One Piece universe. So seeing this hurt a lot. He did not deserve all this brutal punishment he had. But anyways, let's see how it looks like with the other facial expression on it. There we go, a happy Chopper. That's what we want to see. For me, I decided to go with this facial expression while displaying this minifigure. I feel like this is the best facial expression we could offer Chopper, his normal face. And here it is. Then I'm going to let him hold his little pirate flag. And there we have it. Let's attach this minifigure to the black display base. Then we take the third head, or the second head, and attach it to the black display base. And there we have it. Now the fourth minifigure that we're going to show in this video is Usopp. The man, the myth, the legend of the Straw Hat Pirates, Usopp. Yes. Now let's rip open the packaging that we can see right here. It comes in the same plastic packaging as the other ones. Let's drop everything out. Let's make sure we didn't forget anything inside the bag. Then let's throw away the bag. Let's bring everything in together so we can see what we get. And there we have it. The first component we have is a black display base in which we can use to display his minifigure when it's all done and built. Then we have the minifigure himself. And here it is. You can see that this minifigure has two different facial expressions on it, which you could change like that. And you can also see that the legs and waist move and function as normal. You can also see that it comes with his flag and flag post, which I'm going to attach together right now. And here it is. Next we have his components for the hammer, his 100-ton hammer that he can use on his enemies with his army of people that he always talks about. Then we have his little bag, two-part build. We have his little bag component and a little belt that goes around his body. I'm going to attach these two pieces together right away, so we could just attach it to the minifigure when it's time. And here it is. The next component we have are the three hands, as you can see right here. It's nice that they give you three hands because they give you one extra just in case anything happens to one of the two when opening it or installing it. The next component we have are the three components for the hammer handle. For me, I was a little confused on which part goes where. You'll see when installing the hammer. There's a little heads up. The next component we have is his hat / beanie, and here it is. Then we have his famous slingshot. Now, after reviewing each component, let's start building the minifigure. So the first thing I did when installing the minifigure is by putting on the arms. You can see that they just pop into place, really simple. Looks like one came off, put that back on there, and there we have it. Then I'm going to attach the beanie onto the head, or onto the minifigure. For me, I decided to see which facial expression looks the best. For me, I like this one. I feel like this is the best facial expression that you could pick for Usopp right now. Then I'm going to attach the hands to the minifigure. There's one. Then I'm going to do the other side. Just pop them into place, like so. And there we have it. After doing that, I'm going to attach on some of the props. The first thing I did is attach the slingshot and the pirate flag. And here they are. This is how the minifigure looks like with it. And now I'm going to attach the little bag, or I'm going to call it bag to the minifigure. So in order to do that, you're going to take off the head and the two arms that we just put onto the minifigure. So I have to take everything apart. But it's going to be all worth it because I feel like the bag makes the minifigure whole. So after removing every component possible with this minifigure, I put on the bag. It just slides onto the post like that. And there we go. Now you're gonna put the head back onto the minifigure, and there we have it. Or at least try to put the head back onto the minifigure, and there we have it. After doing that, I'm gonna attach the arms back to the minifigure, and there we go. You can see that the bag stops the motion of the arms from going down, so you just want to keep that in mind as well. I'm going to attach the other arm to the minifigure, and there we have it. Fix the bag and make it look like a little bit more presentable, and there we have it. Now, after attaching all that to the minifigure, I'm going to start building the hammer. So I decided to build the hammer head first by attaching these little bricks onto it first, and here they are. This is a 5-part build to it. It has 3 of these components right here, and it has 2 side components. And here it is. Those are the 3. See this pop into place like so. And then this is where I got tricky. I had no idea where this went. I'm assuming it went there, but it didn't stay into place. So I decided to leave it, put it off to the side. Then with this one, I should have known where it went, but I just put it on backwards. And here it is. I realized I put it on backwards. Please don't roast me in the comments. But here it goes. Then I decided to attach the hammer lid to this part. And there we go. It just clicks into place like that. And so there's this part. And here we go. Then I'm going to attach this part to it. This is the only place where it could go. So I'm just going to leave it onto there. And I got it to stay for a little bit. Then I'm going to take this, realizing I attached it on backwards. I'm going to rotate it and fix it. Like so. And attach it to the hammer. And there we have it. And here we have it. I know I saw the backwards, but I'm going to fix it real quickly so it makes it look better. I'm going to put all the components back to it, and there we have it. And there we have it. Put everything back together and attach it to the minifigure. And here it is. For me, I decided to leave this hammerhead on the minifigure. I feel like this captures Usopp 100%, no pun intended. But I feel like when he bluffed, I think her name was Peruna in the show, this is the high peak of Usopp, in my opinion. So I'm going to take the hammer and the flag and attach it together like this, and attach it to the black display base to see how it looks. And here it is, the full assembly of custom Usopp. And I realized there's a little hole in the background, or the back of the bag, so I decided to attach the slingshot onto it so we don't lose it. And here it is, the full assembly of custom minifigure Usopp. The next minifigure we have to unbox is Nami. You can see that Nami has her weather stick powers and the flag itself with her little Jolly Roger onto it. So let's get into it. You see that the minifigure comes in the same plastic package as the other one. I'm going to carefully rip it open like so and drop everything out. Make the hole a little bit bigger and drop everything out. Once I do that, I'm going to make sure I didn't forget anything inside the bag. Then I'm going to throw away the bag. I'm going to bring everything together in frame so we can see what this minifigure comes with. And right off the bat, you can see that this minifigure comes with a black display base. That could be hold this minifigure for displayment purposes. Then we have her hair with a fine detail to it. We have the minifigure himself. You can see that this minifigure has 2 different facial expressions on it. You can see it has her crying and her laughing or smiling. And you can see that the legs and waist move and function as normal. Then we have the weather stick itself. And here it is. And then we have the little prop for the weather stick, the lightning bolt that attaches on top of it. Then we have the props for her flag. And here they are. I'm going to attach these 2 pieces together right away, so we could give it or attach it to Nami when she's all done and built. And here it is. Then we have her 2 arms with a crazy detail to it. The next component we have are the 3 hands. And here are all 3 of the hands. Now, after reviewing each component, let's start building the minifigure. So for me, I decided to install the minifigure's arms first. You can see they just pop into place, really simple. There's one. I'm going to do the other side. And there's 2. After doing that, I'm going to install the hands. They just pop into place, really simple, just like the arms. All you gotta do is line them up and push it in. And there we have it. There's one, now there's two. After doing that, I'm going to attach the hair. But before I do that, I'm going to see which facial expression looks the best. And for me, I decided to go with the other facial expression. I'd rather have a smiling Nami than a crying one. I don't want Luffy to come beat me up. So I decided to keep Nami happy. And there we have it. After installing the minifigure or building the minifigure, I'm going to build her weather stick powers or her climb attack power weapon. So you can see they just attach like this. Is a 3-part build. And here it goes. Everything just stacks up on top of each other, like so. And there we have it. The lightning bolt just sticks on top of it, like so. And there we have it. Now I'm going to attach it to the minifigure, like so. It just clicks into place into her arms, like that. And then we got her flag, same thing. It just clicks into her hands, like so. And here it is. Let's position all the weapons and flags to make it look a little bit more presentable. And there we have it. Now let's attach it to the black display base to see how it looks. And there we have it. Let's push down a little bit harder to make it on there. And here it is. This is how it looks like from the sides, the back, and the other side, and the front. Now the next minifigure we have is the cook of the Straw Hat Pirates, Sanji, holding his little plate with dessert and napkin. As you can see, this minifigure comes in this little plastic package, the same as all the other ones, which I'm going to be opening like so. Once I do that, I'm going to drop everything out, make sure I didn't forget anything inside. After I drop everything out, I'm going to make sure I didn't forget anything inside the bag. Once I do that, I'm going to bring all the components that came out of the bag into the center of the video to see what we get. Right off the bat, we get the same black display base as we did for the other minifigures. Then we have the minifigure himself with 2 different facial expressions on it, and here they are. This is how you change it, by just turning the head. You can also see that the legs and waist move and function as normal. And then we have the flag and the flagpole itself. I'm going to attach these 2 pieces together right away, so we can just attach it to the minifigure when it's all done. Then we have the 3 hands for the minifigure, and here they are. Then we have his crazy hair with all the crazy detail they put into it, which is really nice. Then we have the plate that can hold the little pastry onto it. We have the napkin and the pink pastry, and here they are. Then we have the 2 arms, and here they are. Now, after reviewing each component, we can start building the minifigure. Like I did with the other minifigures, I decided to install the arms first. And you can see they just pop into place, really simple. After that, I'm going to install the hands, and here they are. There's one. You can see they just pop into place, really simple. After I did that, I'm going to do the other side, and there we go. Looks like this one didn't go inside, so I'm going to remove it and try the other one, and this one's a little better fit. After doing that, I'm going to take the hair and attach it to the minifigure. But before I do that, I want to see which facial expression looks the best. I feel like smiling Sanji is the best way to go, so I kept it this way. And decided to rotate the head or the hair so we can see his eyeball, so he's not being blinded by his hair. Now let's start attaching his little props that it comes with. Now first I'm going to attach the little plate to his hand. For me, I decided to do it 2 ways. This way is one way, and this is the other way with him presenting his view. Then I'm going to take the little pastry and attach it to the plate. And there we have it. And next I'm going to attach the flag to the minifigure. And here we have it. Make it look a little, let's change it up, make sure everything looks a little bit more presentable. Then I'm going to see how it looks like with the napkin. And here it is. I decided to remove it to attach the dish. I feel like that best suits Sanji with him holding a plate of food. Now let's attach it to the black display base to see how it looks. And there we have it. And here we have the full assembly of custom minifigure Sanji with the pirate flag. Let's do a little 360 view of it. And here it is, the side, the back, the other side, and front. And here we have it. The next minifigure we have is the Straw Hat Pirate's second in command, Roronoa Zoro, with his 3 swords. Let's get into opening it. This minifigure has a lot of small components with it, so I'm going to be opening this packaging really carefully. I don't want to lose or break anything by accident while opening it. So I tried to look for a nice place or nice way to hold it and opening it, and I did. Just ripping this little flap right down the center and drop everything out like so. Once I do that, I'm going to make sure I didn't forget anything inside the bag. Then I'm going to throw away the bag. And here we go. Right off the bat, you can see that we get the black display base, in which we can use to display his minifigure when it's all done and built. Then we have the minifigure himself, 2 different facial expressions on it, in which you could change the facial expressions by just rotating the head like this. And you can also see that the legs and waist move and function as normal. Next we have the 2 props for the flag. We have the flag post and the flag itself. We're going to attach these 2 pieces together so we can give it to Zoro when it's all done, or when he's all done being built. Then we have his 3 swords, and here they are. We have the one with the white handle, black handle, and red one, and here they are. Next component we have are the 3 scabbards, I believe, and here they are. Yes, these do fit of the swords. I'll show that later in the video. And I forgot the name or the terminology for this part of the sword. I want to say the top part of the handle. We have all 3 of them for each sword. Then we have his 2 arms and his 3 hands. Each hand for each sword. Haha, get it? Nice little pun and joke. Next component we have is his hair, with all the fine detail to it. Now, after reviewing each component, we can start building the minifigure. I decided to attach the arms first. They just pop into the body of the minifigure pretty easily. And there we have it. There's 1 and 2. Then I'm going to attach the hands. There's 1. Just pops into the arms pretty easily. They give me any trouble like the other ones. And voila. I'm going to rotate them, make sure they're on there nice and securely, which it is. Then decide to have a little fun with Zoro and recreate a scene from the show. So I decided to see, well, first I want to see which facial expression looks the best to keep on permanently. But for now I decided to go with this one to recreate a scene from the show with him lying down saying to Luffy to forgive him for losing to Mihawk. So here it is. I decided to let him lie down on the black display base like so. I'll put that back on there later in the video. And I'm going to attach this little part of the sword to the sword. I'm seeing which one went to which one. And there we have it. Looks like I had it right the first time. So I'm going to, that just slides down like so. Now after doing that one, I'm going to repeat the process on the other 2. I'm going to grab the second one and attach it to the second sword. And here it is. I messed up the first time, so I had to redo it. My apologies. But I took apart the whole sword to put on the little top part of the handle part, and there we go. You can see that this little top part of the handle slides onto the handle perfectly. You don't need the sword to have it on there. And the sword, or the blade of the part of the sword, fits like that. And there we have it. And to get a little more better view, I decided to do it for this one as well, to show you how it looks. See, this slides on top of the handle like so, pretty easily. So there's multiple ways to build this component of the minifigure. I'm looking for the right pattern, and I slide it on top of the blade itself, or the handle. And you can see that it just slides down like so, or it should be, but there we go. Now let's attach each sword to the scabbard, like so, and it fits perfectly. There's one. This is how it looks like from the sides, the little 360 view of it. Now this is how it looks like with the other one. There's 2 swords. Now let's do the third one. We got 2 out of 3, and now we got the third one. See, they just line up and slide in pretty easily. And here we go. I got curious to see if you could attach it on backwards, and you can. It'll just look very weirdly. But now, I talked about earlier before that I want to recreate a part or a scene from the show. So I did this. I let him lie down on the ground with him holding a sword in his hand, like so. Luffy, please forgive me. And here we have it. Now I decided to change the facial expression so I could properly display this minifigure with pride. So I changed the facial expression to him having a little smirk onto it. And I took the pirate flag and attached it to the minifigure. I took this white sword with the scabbard onto it and attached it to Zoro, or I will be attaching it to Zoro. But first I want to see how it looks like on the black display base with just the pirate flag. And here it is. Let's do a little 360 view of it. Here's the front. Oh, let's first attach the sword. You can't hold it like that, so it has to be held by the blade, like so. And here we have it. Let's do a little 360 view of it. There's the front, the side, the back, and the other side. And here we have it, the full assembly of Zoro. And last but not least, we have the captain himself, Monkey D. Luffy of the Straw Hat Pirates. Let's get into it. Okay, as you can tell, his minifigure comes in the same plastic package as the other ones. And this one opened up a lot easier than the other ones, so I'm happy for that. And everything came out extremely easy, nothing went flying around. I'm going to make sure I didn't forget anything inside the bag, then I'm going to throw away the bag. Now let's see what we get. Right after that, we get the straw hat itself. Here it is. Next we have the minifigure himself. You can see how this minifigure has 2 different facial expressions on it. It has one serious and one goofy. Goofy, not Luffy. That's a little funny, huh? And you can also see how the legs and waist move and function. And this is now the next component we have is the black display base. The next component we have is the meat. It's a 4-part build, but we all know how Luffy loves meat, so they gave him a little meat to hold. And next we have the components for the flag. We have the handle and the flag itself. And I'm going to attach these 2 pieces together so we can give it to Luffy when he's all done. Then we have the hair that has a little hole in it that attaches or sticks on top or below the hat. Then we have his 2 arms and all 3 hands. Now, after reviewing each component of the minifigure, we can start building it. So the first thing I decided to do, like I did the other ones, is installing the arms. And here they are. There's 1. And there's 2. Then I'm going to install the hands. Same process. Line them up and push it in. Extremely easy. There's the 1. Now I'm going to redo the other one. And there we have it. After I do that, I'm going to attach the hair. And you can see the hair just slides onto the head pretty easily. Then I'm going to take the hat and line them up. See, there's a little notch in front of the hair. That's where the hat lines up with the hair. But before I did that, I want to see which facial expression looks the best to display this minifigure with. And there's only one right answer to that, and that'll be the goofy one. But I decided I want to see how it looked like with the serious one. And this one is nice, but I feel like the goofy one, the other facial expression, is the best one to go with, so I decided to just leave it at that. And I got curious to see if I could just build or attach these 2 pieces together like this without attaching it on the head first, in which you can. Just gotta carefully line up everything together, and it fits perfectly. after I do that, or it does fall out, so that was that. But I'm going to attach everything back onto the minifigure, and voila, here it is. Now I'm going to build the component for the meat. I'm going to take this bottom part of the meat, the middle part, and the top part. You can see they all sandwich on top of each other like this. Then I'm going to take the bone part of the meat and attach it like that. And here it is. Let's let Luffy hold it. And there we have it. Looks like I took off the top part. Let's fix that back on there. And voila. Let's change it around, make it look a little bit more presentable. And there we have it. Now let's attach the flag onto the minifigure. Let's put the flag on the minifigure, let him hold it. And here we have it. Now let's attach it to the black display base and see how it looks. And I'm not going to lie with you, I had a little trouble putting it on there, but I finally got it on there. And here it is, the full assembly of custom Monkey D. Luffy minifigure with this pirate flag. Let's do a little 360 view of it. And here it is. Now let's bring all the minifigures we opened up through the channel to see them all together, see how they look. We got Robin, Franky, where's the other one? There's Chopper, Usopp, making some room on my little studio so we can present all the minifigures all together. We got Sanji, Nami, Zoro is hiding, he got lost, there he is. And then the captain, Luffy. And here they are, all 8 of the minifigures together as a one big happy family crew. I wish they incorporated Jinbei into this, and Brook, maybe next time, but as for now, here's all 8 of them. Thank you guys for watching.